Hello, I'm Jason Burgos, and this is my interview with former Tough champion and New Yorker and PFL fighter, Eddie Gordon. All right, so I'll get right into the questions right away. All right, first one. You are one of the fighters added to the company, post rebrand to when they went from World Series of Fighting to PFL. Now, there were quite a few issues with the company and some scandals before it was taken over by new owners and rebranded. Did you have any reservations signing with them, or you were all for it when after the changes were made and it was new ownership?
I'm a big believer in, everybody deserves a second chance, and I'm a big believer in, surrounding yourself with good people. After speaking with, Ray Sifo and kind of hearing, his vision for the company, where they're going to go, finding out, who's backing it, who's doing the new ownership, I felt like it was a good fit. I know that as human beings, man, I'm perfectly imperfect. We all make mistakes and we all have moments of weaknesses, and if you can fix it, it makes for a heck of a story, the comeback story. So, do always have. I learned always do your due diligence and speaking with a lot of different people and seeing the vision and where the company's going. I felt comfortable, and I'm really happy with the decision I made now after meeting with the owners and that being able to spend a weekend with them. It was huge.
Oh, how'd you end up spending a weekend with them? Like, did they come out and visit the gym, or they went
They,
to
they
you?
actually they did something which is pretty awesome, man. They had their own like PFL Summit where they flew out
Mm.
all the fighters in the roster. So I'm talking about guys from Dagestan, Russia, Poland, all over the world, and they had us all in there. They had a summit. They literally laid out everything for us. Their vision, it was amazing. Met with us one on one, did interviews. They did it like professionally. So it was like coming from corporate America. It was kind of refreshing, believe it or not. You know, seeing the upper level and the owners, integrate with the fighters and put on a level playing field and open door policy. And like we all got there's literally their cell phone numbers, so there's no middleman,
Hmm.
there's no gatekeeper. If I want to talk to Carlos Silva, I text him, I call him. I want to talk to Ray, I text him, I call him. So it's a good relationship.
When was the summit, and where did it take place from?
Oh man, I'm the worst when it comes to dates. When you got a whole bunch of kids and dates get mingled.
Well,
it
give
was
me a general month or
it
season.
was it was oh man, it was probably I want to say 4 months ago,
Okay.
and it was in Florida. That I do know. I got on a plane and went to Florida.
Yeah, as a
but
New Yorker, you definitely know the difference from New York and Florida for sure.
exactly. It was definitely warmer weather, so I was definitely happy about that.
What were your original thoughts about the PFL's change, or the new format they have with the season style and leading to playoffs and points and a chance at $1 million? What were your thoughts when it all came out and that information was made public?
Man, I known for a while because this tournament was to kick off in January.
Hmm.
So, I got told about it. I said I was all on board. I turned down a couple of different offers from a couple, different promotions, and I was kicking myself in the foot because I thought it wasn't going to happen. I thought it was too good to be true, to tell you the honest truth.
Hmm.
And it was like delayed 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I was like, oh man, I literally turned this down. Now I'm at the, you know, rekindle a relationship with these other promotions now, and it feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
When you tell a girl no, you don't want to date them, and then next thing you know, you actually and then Ray gave me a phone call and said everything's a green light, man. Thank you for waiting. Sent me over all the contracts, all the paperwork, and within like a month or so after that, they flew us out to Florida, and it was like real, man. Did some media stuff, some photo shoots. So all my pictures when I was fat and out of shape. So I got, yeah, but it's all good. They're gonna have enough pictures that come next week.
Hmm.
But it was great, man. Like literally, I was like, I held out because I felt that as a fighter, we got to know our value, know our worth,
Hmm.
and I know what I can bring to the table, not just as a fighter, but in the public relations, but in the PR, in the community. I know what I can do to help this promotion and any promotion I'm a part of. So some people thought I was crazy, turning down some offers I had, but I knew this was there. You can't, not many professional fighters will be able to make $1 million plus $1 million plus in less than 6 months.
Hmm.
So it's a huge opportunity, it's a life-changing opportunity. And what nobody's really talking about, nobody's looking to come in second, third, or fourth place, but they're really taking care of all the fighters. It's not just the top dogs eat. Every single fighter, you go out there and you perform, and you're going to be taking care of like life-changing money for everybody. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, and I talked to Hani Marquez last week, and he was telling me that even for people that don't make the playoffs, there's plans of like an events in September, October. So at least if you're not in the playoffs, you still have a chance to make some more money before the season ends.
Yeah, man, and man, once you get like this, and it's like professional. It's a professional sport now. It's like the NFL, it's the NBA. You get to the playoffs, and it's game changer. It's time. It's on. So they're doing it the right way, man. They're taking care of the fighters. Without the fighters, there is no promotion. I don't care if you're Bellator, UFC, ONE FC, Ring of Combat. It doesn't matter. If you don't have good fighters, nobody wants to come and see it. So I think you're going to start seeing a shift, man. I think you're already seeing it. A lot of the quote unquote, high-level guys are leaving bigger promotions and going to different promotions because, you want to be famous or you want to take care of your family.
Yep.
It's a big difference.
You are going to be 35 in a few weeks, so happy early birthday from another person about to turn 35 as well.
I completely forgot that. That's actually crazy. I've been focused on this fight. I completely forgot that. Oh my God, you got me excited a little bit.
Well, your opponent should be mad at this and scared because if you're so focused, you're forgetting about your birthday. He's not in a good place right now. But I mean, you're going to turn 35, but only have had 12 pro bouts. Do you feel you still have a bunch of years left in the sport and maybe want to fight to like 40, or are there already plans in place for the life after MMA?
That's a great question, man, and I feel truly, truly blessed that I started this sport so late, man. I started when I was 27, so I've only been doing this for a handful of years, and I feel like now I'm finally getting in my full form. Some people kind of look like that's a bad thing. I look at it as a bonus because I don't have the wear and tear that a lot of the guys have from fighting 10, 15, 20, 30 years. I played college Division I football, which was a beating on my body. I missed out on the NFL. I was sad and depressed, and I took a hiatus from sports. I was literally a corporate America guy, the family guy, fat guy, eating, living good. So I don't have that wear and tear on my body. But now it's like I feel like I'm getting into full swing of mixed martial arts. I'm finding my body. I know what's the right weight for me. I know what to expect fight week. Everything is getting familiar. So this is a dangerous time for anybody fighting me, man, because they think I'm one of those guys that's over the hill and don't like to compete. They're out of their bird, man. I'm fortunate right now in the place in life that, I use the platform that mixed martial arts gave me, and I'm doing things that I don't have to fight at the moment. I fight because I love it. I fight because I love to compete. It's an addiction of mine. And, with my book that I wrote, Becoming a Bestseller, I never thought in a million years would happen. Me write a book, being a motivational speaker, being a coach. I have clients that I don't need to do this, but I want to do this. And I think there's a big difference between, getting a fight just for a paycheck and fighting because you genuinely want to test yourself against the best guys in the planet. And it's almost like Frank Yeager, man. They always try to feed Frankie to the young up-and-comers, and Frankie's like, nah, man, not today. Ain't happening. So I'm excited, man.
I mean, I'm glad you brought up the book and the motivational speaking because, since June of 2015, you've only fought one time now. I know you have, the book, and congratulations on that. But what else have you been up to outside the sport that's kept you so busy and away from it? Has been the book, the motivational speaking, other things?
It's been a little bit of both, man. I'm an entrepreneur, man. I'm a business first guy. Most people don't realize, but I graduated from college with a double major in business finance, and I also had a marketing and communications degree. So I was always, a guy that could find a way to make money, but I don't like taking calls and orders from somebody I don't think is smarter than me. So I went the route of being an entrepreneur. So, between the book, motivational speaking, coaching, it's kept me really busy. It's put food on the table, and I got good backing, man. I got a good family around me. My fiance makes good money, and everything is for our family and for our kids, man, putting food on the table. So I love what I do. Like, I genuinely love fighting. Like, don't tell PFL this, but, man, I'll probably fight for free if I could. Don't ever tell them that, but I would fight for free, man. But, but I also know my worth, and I
Yeah.
think that that's the biggest problem we have in mixed martial arts is a lot of these fighters don't understand their value, don't understand what they bring to the table. Sometimes it's just like anything else when I'm motivational speaking to people. You got to realize, man, that you got greatness in you, and these fighters, whether you think you're a top guy or not, they need you. They need to fill cards, They need to fill cards. They need you. So if we could realize that, then we'll get the pay scale moving in the right direction a lot sooner.
Yeah. So give me a scouting report on your opponent. What you feel are his strengths, what are his weaknesses, and where do you feel you have clear advantages that'll get you the W next Thursday?
I tell you, man, honestly, he's very well rounded. He's good on the ground. He doesn't show it in his mixed martial arts fight as much as most people do, but he does a lot of grappling tournaments. Dude's from Dagestan, so he's tough. Like take that. He's tough already.
Yep.
He's young. He's hungry. He's undefeated. He's got a lot of finishes in the first round. So that's like a gift and a curse. I've been through some wars, man, from fighting friggin' 4 times in 5 weeks on the Ultimate Fighter show against some of the best guys in the world, fighting some guys and learning on the UFC level, man. I've fought some of the top 4 or 5 guys in the world, and I've been able to train and grow up with, I think, pound for pound, no doubt in my mind, the best middleweight in the world, Chris Weidman. So I don't think he's been tested like that. A lot of his fights, he's the hammer. He's never been the nail. He's never been pushed to the limit. And I'm doing it because I love it, man. And I'm gonna find out come July 5th if he genuinely loves fighting, because I know that for him to win this fight, he's gonna have to be able to stand in front of me and be able to take the shots that I'm gonna be throwing at him, the takedowns I'm gonna be throwing at him, the pressure I'm gonna be putting on him, and I know I'm gonna have to take his. So it's gonna be a matter of will and who's gonna be the hammer, who's gonna be the nail. And I'm not looking to win every single second of the fight. I'm looking to win the fight, and that's the thing that I think I learned and I grew. I used to go in there and want to win every millisecond, every single combo, I want to win everything, and it would affect me and frustrate me if I did. Now I know that it's a fight, it's a sport, it's a competition. You have to be smart as well as mentally tough.
I mean, speaking of, winning every minute and winning the fight in general, I mean, the point system is huge in this whole standing, this whole format they're running. Is this point where the quicker you can win and finish someone is key in getting you further and your seeding, your standing? Does that affect your strategy at all going into this, or are you going to fight as always? Yeah.
I think honestly, it's going to go into play more in the second fight.
Okay.
Because if the first fight, you want to get a win. You want to get in the win column. You figure there's 12 guys in the division. 6 guys are coming out there with 0. 6 guys are coming out there with points. Doesn't matter if it's a finish, whatever it is. As long as you come out there with a win, you're coming out there in the top 6. So that means there's 2 spots because 8 people make the playoffs. So you got to get a W. Then going into the second fight, now you know what you got to do. If you're behind in points, you got to sit there and you got to push harder to go for a finish. If you lost the first fight, now you know, shit, man, I need a first round finish. Hope I could curse. My bad, I get fired up.
It's fine.
If you got a loss in the first fight. Now you know, hey, I got to come out there. I got to get a finish. I want to get 6 points. So even if somebody won 2 fights by decision, I'm going in there with 6 points. They're going there with 6 points. I'm in. So that's the mentality. The second fight is going to be huge when it comes to the points. But I think that's great for the fans because you're going to see guys pushing it. You're going to see guys going, risking it more, and it's going to lead to more exciting fights. Look at the PFL 1, PFL 2. 50% of the fights have been finishes. Hasn't gone to the judges. 50. That's insane. That's insane. So obviously it's creating a sense of urgency, and guys are going out there and finishing it. And I think that I know that's why this thing's starting off the right foot, because the fighters are going out there and laying on the line, man. And that's where it matters. It doesn't matter how much money they dump into promotion. If the fights are bored and nobody wants to watch them, they're not going to tune in the next time. So I think it keeps getting better and better. And we're going to kick off this 4th of July weekend with a bang.
Well, I mean, you have fought in Atlantic City a lot in your career. You will now fight in Washington, D.C. for this card. For a guy from New York, was it a bit of a bummer that you were not put on the cards that there were 3 PFL cards. The one PFL one that you mentioned was at the Garden. Now you have PFL 4 and 5 going to be in your backyard, Nassau Coliseum. Was there any like, oh man, can you just move me to 4 or 5? I want to fight at home, because you haven't yet, as far as I could find.
I know, man. It's crazy. I look at it as a gift and a curse, man. I got a game plan in the back of my mind that I keep on envisioning, but everything happens for a reason. Fighting at home sometimes is a pain in the butt because everybody thinks you're a millionaire. They want free tickets. Everybody's harassing you. You can't get away. You know, when you have 4 kids, I look forward to these road trips.
I understand.
It's crazy. I generally just feel like you do what you're supposed to do, and everything will work itself out. Atlantic City is almost like my home at this point. I haven't fought there in a little bit, so wouldn't mind being on a card there. It's close enough to home, further enough away. The kids can't go in the casino.
Yep.
But, it's cool though. I'm definitely fighting in New York. I know I'm fighting in New York before it's all said and done. So that for me is important. It sucks that legends like my coach Matt Serra, who is a pioneer, a Hall of Famer, couldn't fight in his backyard.
Yep.
If Matt fought a card at the Coliseum, he would have sold the place out himself.
Yeah.
It would have been crazy, man. It's like, darn, but I'm gonna get that walk off into sunset. Who knows? It might be for something really, really big. It's happening. I know it's happening.
All right, so last question. I really appreciate you giving me the time again. Do you think winning this million will be a bigger career moment than winning the Ultimate Fighter?
Oh, financially, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I always think like this, man. The next move is the best move. And after winning this, it erases, the bad decision that I lost to Chris Dempsey. It erases me losing to Antonio Carlos Jr., who's now top 5 fighter in the world. God rest his soul. I was dominating in Josh Damon fight. He caught me with a nice head kick that I don't believe it's a lucky shot. He threw it. There's no luck. He pulled the trigger. I was just on the bad end of a head kick highlight knockout reel. Like, all that stuff is gone because without that happening, this wouldn't happen. So after I win this million, it's going to be all for a reason. It's in the cards, and it's not even about the first million. It's about putting on a crazy, amazing show, and then next season being for 1.5, maybe 2 million, and going out and winning that. And then after that, then we could talk. Maybe it's time to start investing in some other businesses and going to the other side of the table.
Will we get a truck MMA gym maybe in Long Island too?
That's in the works, man. It's in the works. I'm a big believer, and I don't want to do anything, half butt. I don't want to say ass.
Just say ass.
I don't want to do anything. Yeah, I don't want to do anything, less than 120%. I got some offers to do some gyms. I run a private client services. I was over 300 pounds, man. So I genuinely love helping people find their life, find their health, find that amazing feeling of being in shape, being healthy. It doesn't mean you have to have a 6-pack of abs. You just got to be healthy, and by you being healthy, everything else is easy because I don't care how hard you work. If you got bad health, you're never going to be rich because you're going to be dead. You're not going to be a good father because you're going to be dead. There's nothing that's possible without good health. And you talk to any millionaire, billionaire, if we could talk to Steve Jobs or Patrick Swayze, they would trade in all their riches for health, man. So that's the key. And that's why that's kind of what gets me passionate, man.